another interesting Give It Up segment. I got Gwyneth Paltrow and her medical advice. I have Bernie Sanders and Amber Rose, and Donald Trump being the bitter medicine for the party of old white men by being an old, super rich white man. I'm afraid to hear what Richard Fair has to say. Former staffer to Ohio Secretary of State Ken Blackwell. Richard, dare I say, give it up.
What's up, brother Lenny? Saying hello from the great state of Ohio. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
I am doing well. So, who needs to get out, concert?
Oh man, I can't really control myself. You just hit me with this. I'm just bursting with ideas, but I'll try to cut it down. Who got to give it up first of all is Raven Symone, because of not what she says, but simply she looks like, to me, Jack Nicholson as a Joker in the 1980s. Not Heath Ledger Joker, but Jack Nicholson, the only real Joker. Then number two who has to give it up is all people who say all lives matter. Yeah, in a perfect world, you're exactly right, but all people aren't being shot while unarmed. And my last one I am a Republican conservative black man also. My last one is every black Republican who starts off every conversation with Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. Fundamentally, they have got people jobs. They've got people work. Until you got somebody a job or work, shut your mouth. That's my three, Lenny.
So, Les Headley, I'm coming back to you. You get two bonus ones because, this is what happens. It's almost like a bad joke to Les. You have three Republicans at a bar, and two of them break the rules. So I'm going to give you two more people that you feel need to give it up, just because Sonny and Richard, they took to liberty, so why not? Anybody else?
Sure. I'll say the companies that are trying to throttle our data. Let's talk about the cable companies and internet companies that are charging for unlimited data prices and then limiting the amount of data you can use. You should give that up.
Wow. See, again, you all, I tell you, smart people, she's trying to save you money. She's trying to save you money and keep you from getting into bad medical advice. So you have a third one, because now I have 9 different topics to go through. And I want to be fair. I don't want to be accused of being partisan here.
Well, I'm the independent here, so let me just go one more and do a really big general one. Look, I live in Atlanta now, and I love my new state of Georgia, but I'll tell you, the Georgia drivers who don't know what a turn signal is, they also need to give it up.
You know what? We can relate to that here. We talk about Ohio drivers that way. So I'm going to come to you, not so much about your Ohio driving, because every Pennsylvanian that's listening to the show would just say amen and just basically agree with me. So I'm going to digress. I'm going to move to something that Sonny said about Donald Trump being the bitter medicine for the Republican Party and putting this down a path for the Republican Party that they're not ready for. Is Donald Trump a good thing or a bad thing for Republicans? Because Sonny seems to think that he is a very bad thing for the brand.
I think my brother Donald Trump is what we need. The reason why I believe what we need is he's a combination of Archie Bunker, because he's an old man with the thought process, Johnny from the Karate Kid, and Thurston Howell III. He's a TV character. So that's why people are gravitating towards him. And I think you're going to have to do it because, I just honestly don't think Hillary Clinton can beat him. And I think he has pictures or, videos of all the Republican candidates because they seem to be laying down almost like they got some dirt. Trump has something on them boys because they ain't even fighting him.
Nobody has on him. He literally has meetings on his schedule now, and you can't hear him winning money from me just 6 months ago, 12 months ago. We know what it is.
Yeah, so I think he's pimping them, and if anything, I think he's changed the game. And in so many ways, he kind of reminds me of Obama. Like, he just kind of does. When Obama came through Ohio in 2008, I was working on a state issue campaign, so I went to everything. I went to Sarah Palin rallies, I went to McCain rallies. Everybody comes through Ohio because we're the number one state. Hey, do y'all have football in Pennsylvania? I meant to ask you. Penn State, whatever happened to them? Anyway.
Pittsburgh Steelers, what happened to the Cleveland Browns or the Detroit Lions? But I digress.
Okay.
866-391-1020. I'll ask them about each other's topics coming up in just a a little bit sunny. Richard, Celeste, and you asking about who needs to give it up here on News Radio 1020 KDKA.
In an instant, the weather can change. Stay with News Radio 1020 KDKA for the most detailed up to the second forecast for AccuWeather. Thunderstorms, microbursts, or even tornadoes.
Oh my God!
Can pop up at any time. And the meteorologist of AccuWeather have you covered out some 24 hours a day.
Hours, that's time for the afternoon.
7 days a week.
AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Ellie Neighbors.
So be prepared. Change the batteries in your radio and listen for continuous weather updates from News Radio 1020 KDKA. News Radio 1020 KDKA presents A Moment with Jack Bogan. Brought to you by Presbyterian Senior Care.
And presented by Lucina Drapery and Blind Factory and the Troiani family of Papa J's.
I am a firm believer in the 11th commandment, which is, thou shalt not take thyself too seriously. And listen to these actual headstone epitaphs of people who obviously believed in the 11th commandment. In a London, England cemetery, here lies Anne Mann, who lived an old maid but died an old man. In Riversford, England, the children of Israel wanted bread, and the Lord sent them manna. Old Wallace wanted a wife, and the devil sent him Anna. Ruidoso, New Mexico. Here lies Johnny East. Pardon me for not rising. Memory of an accident in the Uniontown, Pennsylvania cemetery. Here lies the body of Jonathan Blake. Stepped on the gas instead of the brake. In Silver City, Nevada. Here lies Bush. We planted him raw. He was quick on the trigger, but slow on the draw. Someone determined to be anonymous in Stowe, Vermont, wrote, I was somebody who is no business of yours. And finally, in Tombstone, Arizona, here lies Lester Moore, 4 slugs from the 44. No less, no more. Headstone epitaphs from people or families with senses of humor. If you need a sneaker for any occasion, go to my website, storytellerjack.com, and click on the speaking link. Until next time, this is Jack Bogan.
A Moment with Jack Bogan. Brought to you by Presbyterian Senior Care.
And presented by Lucina Drapery and Blind Factory and the Troiani family of Papa J's.
For more Jack Bogan moments, log on to storytellerjack.com.
Oh, this is Jack Bogan. As we get older, you and I have learned through experience that when we need help, it's a good idea to turn to an expert, right? And when it comes to senior matters, growing older as gracefully as you possibly can and taking the financial guesswork out of your future, it again is good to consult with an expert. And that is the nice people at Longwood at Home from Presbyterian Senior Care. Longwood at Home has expert people to help you stay healthy and independent in the home you love. And if and when the unexpected happens, they are the experts at getting the best care to help you in your own home. This is a wonderful program Julie and I joined many years ago and have never looked back. It truly takes the guesswork out of the future. Call Longwood at Home at 412-826-6110 or go to longwoodathome.org.
95 years ago, the way the world communicated changed forever when the Westinghouse Electric Company explored a new technology called radio. They conducted the world's first scheduled radio broadcast, and the rest is history. Since then, Westinghouse has not only touched the lives of Western Pennsylvanians, but the people the world over. Westinghouse invented things we take for granted every day, like the electric toaster, the self-service elevator, the electric wheelchair, and the electric kitchen range.